Gather round, friends, new and old, and welcome to the Campfire Collective podcast. I am your host, David, and I'm here with your other host, Philip. And we are missing Jenny today. She's on vacation in Mexico?
I don't. Jenny is a traveling woman right now, and God bless her. She's got the right idea. I wish I could. I want to be like Jenny right now. She's taken like so many vacations and trips and everything, and I'm incredibly jealous.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure that she doesn't have the right idea, and we're the dumbasses for actually following through on the podcast this week. We should all have taken a
all
company.
Be in Mexico.
We should have all taken a company trip to Cancun.
I want to go work in Cancun. I'll live there for like 2 years and be a bum.
A beach bum. Ooh.
Yeah, a
Ooh.
beach bum / bartender in Cancun. Forget everything else.
The life.
Anyway, Philip, how are you this week?
I'm doing well. You know what? Okay, so I have my first, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I went and saw a comedian in concert tonight. And yes, and I went and saw, his name's Cat Williams, in case you've heard and you listen to him and you like him or you don't or whatever. The point is, it was great. It was a wonderful concert, well worth the money. The thing was that it was offered through my work. And so I was able to get discounted tickets, not for like regular tickets, but for suite tickets. My friend, sweet. I do mean SUITE, not like, sweet ticket. Yes.
Honestly, that didn't register with me. I thought it was like some like weird promo. It's like you can get regular tickets or you can get sweet tickets.
Yeah, no. I had the tickets that when the ticket lady took and we looked for our seats, the woman was like, "Oh, I've never had tickets, David." And let me tell you, that did something for me alone. I was like, "Oh, that's nice. That was nice to have that." Like, oh, wait, you're in the sweet tickets. Yes, you're going to be over there. I was like, "Okay, thank you." Yes, I am in the sweet tickets, aren't I? But let me tell you. It was a wonderful experience. Great. 10 out of 10 would do it again. The only drawback, and I feel like it was just for this occasion, this time, I could be wrong, again, first time ever been in, is that I don't know if it's maybe just a mindset or thought of people who live in this or who like are used to sweet tickets. But the suite next to us was some bar, some company like that. And like the people there obviously probably got free tickets. They didn't pay for this experience. But they must have thought that there was like some sort of sound barrier or that they were in some sort of glass company because they were talking throughout the show. And not even to where it was about the show. It was just talking just to talk, to get to know each other. And it was the most annoying thing that eventually enough of them left. So thank God, or else I was gonna complain to the highest heavens to be like, look, the freaking show's going on. I pay for these tickets, so I would like to listen to a comedian, like not even music, like live music. It was a comedian, so like the words are even important, and not that music, whatever. The point being, that was my only drawback, but that had nothing to do with the housing, to do with the seats, to do with the tickets, whatever. So 10 out of 10, recommend. I had a wonderful night. How about you, David? Anything exciting happened this week?
No, nothing at all. Like a hint of a sore throat, believe it or not.
David,
this winter
stop.
has been ridiculous.
Dude, you need to like just start drinking more and more orange juice, my guy. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
I have my vitamin C.
Yeah, get some of that vitamin C. Sleep more. I don't know what it is, man. Your immune system is just like retiring at an early age.
I mean, my immune system, I think, is actually okay because I've like recently, at least, like there was 1 or 2 times where I got sick. But most of the illnesses that I've had have been more mild. So I think my immune system's doing all right. It's just, I don't know. I'm just being exposed to too many viruses. Anyway, let's move on to our fun little main topic.
Yeah.
Well, we come back around to a Would You episode where we're going to be asking each other, all kinds of Would You style questions. And Jenny is, of course, not with us, as you already know by this point. So for weeks, we've been trying to get him on, and he's just been too busy. So Egor, you're finally with us. You're finally joining us for an episode. You're going to be our pseudo Jenny for the day.
Well, big shoes to fill. I hope I can do it.
I have absolute faith in you. You prepared some questions?
So I did. I might have gone a little bit even over the threshold that might have been set out. So
Well, then pick your favorites
that's
because
right.
we wanna keep it short. Well, welcome. Let's get started. Phil, why don't you take us away?
Let's. And Yegor, I will start off with a question to you. You are unaware of this, but my mother, in fact, went to a garage sale and found a game that primarily goes right
Just
on
to be
this. So
clear, Yegor, you were unaware of this, right? You were unaware that Phil's mother went to a
let's
garage sale.
let's say that I was.
let's say that you were, and so, anyways, Bob purchased a game that revolves directly around this. So I have crafted one, and then the other one is the game construction. A fun mini game for you and you, the listeners, is guess which one is which. Yegor, would you rather have both your parents be famous porn stars, or let each of your friends choose a tattoo to put anywhere on you?
In this construction, am I allowed to tell my friends why why I'm suddenly allowing them to choose a tattoo?
No, I dare say not. You only get the choice of one or the other.
Well. I think I would.
The name Popov would mean something completely different moving forward. The Popov name.
Indeed. Well, I mean, it's already a relatively common name, really. There's famous clowns, a very famous clown with that name actually. So maybe I'd just be another one. You know what? You know what? My gut reaction was to go with the tattoos. So I think I'll go for the tattoos.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
At least it's your friends choosing.
Exactly. But I don't know if that's better or worse, to be honest. Not
Yegor,
because I have bad friends, but just they might feel that it's okay for them to get away with slightly more risque type of things.
Mm, mm. All right, Yegor, you have a question for me?
Okay, my question for David. Okay, well, I know you're a Star Wars fan, so let me ask you this one: Would you rather sound like Jar Jar Binks for the rest of your life, or look
oh,
like Jar Jar Binks for the rest of your life?
Oh, that's so good.
oh,
Um,
oh, wow.
I think I would rather sound like him, as horrific as that is. I like to look like him would be like just
I mean,
so much worse. At least people who haven't seen Star Wars won't know that I sound like Jar Jar Binks.
I don't know. He's like 7 foot plus, man. He could be a professional basketball player or something.
Hey,
That
Literally.
is true, and he's got the hops too.
Yeah.
The at least for either one of these prompts, David, is at least you know that you have a future in possible politics, because Jar Jar Binks became
Oh
a
yeah.
senator by the end of by the end of his arc. That's the last we know, is that he was so qualified that public speaking wasn't hampered by Misa thinks something else. So at least you have
I
that
mean,
ability.
he did also cause the downfall of the Republic, but let's not go into that. Philip,
Finer points, my friend.
there's kind of a theme so far today. Would you rather be a drone pilot responsible for the deaths of thousands, but never having to face the horrors you have bestowed upon your victims, or be a porn star known for doing the nastiest things?
Ah.
And just to be clear, as a drone pilot, you would never have to, like, no one would ever have to know.
I would probably do drone pilot, because here's the thing: is in order to become known for such nasty, dirty things, it's one thing if it was like I'm the only person who knows that I didn't do these things. It's another to be the person who. What example do you want? It's whatever example you listening right now are thinking of that I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, I like literally I get sick off of mustard. You think going a step further, and when we start going into the bathroom stalls and we start talking about nasty stuff, you think I want to do that? No, that's a bridge too far. That's the bridge over the Kauai, my friend. Like that is not or to Tibet or whatever that famous movie is. That bridge is burned. No, so I would at least I will live in anonymity and feel like my cause of deaths will be for a greater good. Hopefully, knock on wood.
You hope. You hope.
Yeah, one would hope. David, would you rather be a part of a historical film that wins Best Picture and will be remembered fondly in time, but you are a small character in the cast, the absolute last person to be invited to join the cast and crew for the Oscars. Or would you want to win Best Actor in what will go down as an all-time robbery and the biggest outlier of all time?
I would definitely rather win Best Actor in a robbery.
In a robbery.
Yeah, definitely. I would rather be God, what's his Paul Mescal in After Sun this past year winning and everyone going, wait, what?
I don't think that that's as far. Like, it'd have to be like Ben Stiller in Tropic Thunder. And for some reason, that merited an Oscar nomination. Everybody's like, I don't even know why this is nominated, but okay. Or maybe like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. And then all of a sudden you win.
No,
Robert Downey Jr. was nominated.
Yeah, I will not stand for this slander. He was.
Oh, that was right. He was nominated. I thought it was. I thought it was Jack Black.
Like,
oh, that's funny.
Take away all your biases and whatever. That was a brilliant performance.
Oh, it's a great performance. I'm just saying that had he won, that would have been an interesting win. Like, I don't know. I wonder how history would have fared on that one. Anyways, the point being, so you want the glory, you want the Oscar.
Yeah, I
yourself.
want the Oscar for myself. Like, to be the store clerk in friggin' Parasite.
Godfather 2, yeah.
Yeah, like, nah. I mean, it'd be cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would love it, but I would rather win the Oscar, even if it's not deserved. Okay. Egor, would you rather have dinner with Anya Taylor-Joy or spend a week on vacation with Keanu Reeves?
Ooh.
So I think I can speak for the audience here in understanding why the first one is a viable option. But is Keanu Reeves like your man crush, Egor? Is that like who you look up to or you think's really cool?
I wouldn't call him my man crush, but I do think he's really cool. Yeah, he seems like a
Okay.
very, very genuine, very nice person, very, very intelligent. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind spending a week on.
So this is a true decision here, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yes. Well, I need to know. In the Anya Taylor-Joy scenario, does it necessarily guaranteed end at dinner, or is it wherever the night may go afterwards as well?
That's up to you, buddy.
Okay.
So if
Ball's in your court, you got to play
yeah.
it right, I guess.
So it is not set and met. It's Egor, whatever you can pull off is what it sounds like.
Yeah. No, then I think I'll try to have some faith in myself, and I'll go for dinner with Anya Taylor-Joy.
Excellent choice, my
There you
goodness.
go. There you
Keanu
go.
Reeves feels like a kind of guy that gets bothered a lot. I don't want to be adding to that too much. He's earned his privacy. Well, actually, let me ask one more clarifying question. Do both of them want for this to happen?
Sure.
Okay, then yeah, still dinner with Anya Taylor-Joy. I mean, have you seen her?
We have seen her, Egor.
Once or twice.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes, please.
So, Phil, would you say that you're a music fan?
Yes, I would say so. Yes.
Okay. Now I'd like to ask you, would you rather live in a world where all songs that currently exist do still exist, but every single one is performed only by Pitbull, or in a world where only one Pitbull song exists, but it's performed as a cover by every single artist as their own interpretation?
Wow. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. So one more time, what's the second option? I very much understand the first one, but I need clarification on the second.
So there's only one song that exists, one Pitbull song. You can choose which one.
Okay.
But every single artist, throughout history and every single artist of the future, they're going to make their own cover version of it as their own interpretation.
Wow.
That is very difficult.
That is difficult. But what's funny is that this is not what I'd imagine is a worldwide Nickelback crisis. I do enjoy Mr. Worldwide. I don't know if I enjoy Mr. Worldwide to like Eleanor Rigby. That would be an interesting mashup of musical tastes. Yeah, exactly. Or like Love of My Life by Queen. I mean, there's so many songs that you can just say, I am actually kind of curious how Mr. Worldwide would cover it. So I guess I think variety is the spice of life, and as much as I enjoy the challenge of one single song, which we will get to in That Slaps, I think in this case, I'm going to go with Mr. Worldwide's coverage of all the songs in the world. That just is too good of a challenge to pass up. And I do think he has the producerial chops to do so. I will go with option number one. But man, what a choice. What a choice. Egor, let me hit you back with one here. Would you, for my last one here, would you rather go an entire year of only eating the same meal anytime you wanted to eat? So breakfast, lunch, dinner, only a snack, whatever it is, at any point that you want sustenance, you can only eat what is from one meal, like a vegetable, like two sides, one meal, and however you want to format it. But it can only be one of those things that you choose at the beginning of a year. So an entire year of that. Or speaking of music, go 8 months of only being able to listen to the same 3 songs of your choosing.
8 months. It's very
8
specific.
months. 8 months, yes.
If I may ask, why did you decide to make it 8 months?
Because I feel like without the lowered timetable, if it were a year as well, it would be an easy pitch on the food side. But I didn't want it to be too low to where it's like, well, of course. I mean, I only have to deal with 6 months. Even 7 months still feels a little low. 8 months, that's a far part into your year. You're going through some seasons. You're tasting all the seasons.
It's like almost being pregnant with 3 songs.
Yeah. I think I'll go for the songs because you got to have some food. You got to sustain yourself in some way. But with music, I feel there's other media that I would be able to use to supplement the lack of variety in the musical genre. David, back to the subject of intercourse and cinema. Let's combine the two.
Please, let's connect the two.
Let's hear it. Yeah.
Would you rather orgasm every time you hear the Wilhelm scream, or Wilhelm scream every time you orgasm?
For those who are unaware, David, give us your best impression of what the Wilhelm scream is. The Wilhelm
It's
scream.
like the wow!
That you hear anytime you listen to a movie, especially like a Star Wars film.
like a Steven Spielberg, like Indiana Jones or Star Wars or.
It's a very common sound effect whenever you're in a big battle scene or somebody's falling into Yes.
So if I'm orgasming every time I hear the Wilhelm scream, is it like a full-on messy classical male orgasm?
Yes.
Yeah. I still think I'm going to go with that because to Wilhelm scream every time I orgasm is just going to be so awkward. It's going to cause too many questions. So I have to go with the orgasm every time I hear the Wilhelm scream.
Well, I keep hearing online that women want their men to be a little bit more expressive, a little bit more vocal.
Yeah, I don't know if they're after that though. I'm not sure that's what they're looking for. And maybe at least if I'm going to a certain type of movie, I can like wear like something in my underwear.
I was going to say, imagine, if you will, play along while you listen along. It's a dark and damp theater. I don't know why it's damp, but it's damp. And all of a sudden, the Star Wars, the opening battle cry happens. And then all of a sudden you hear this, oh, as a low echo. And you look around and you see Hoffman just there really enjoying the fight choreography.
If you're I don't even know what I was going to say now. The thing is, you're not going to see it coming if you're going to see a new movie. It's just going to happen. Although, if you do know where to find or it could make masturbation a whole lot easier.
There we go. There's positives and negatives.
I mean, yeah, you could just have a recording on your phone and feeling a little down.
Just repeat it. Philip, would you rather have secret superpowers or be completely irresistible to all women?
That is a secret superpower.
I was going to say that is a super. Well, the question is, what do I get to? Do I get a chance to know what the secret superpowers are, or is it like it could possibly be anything?
I'm just saying,
from,
like you just can't tell anybody.
Well, okay, so but But see, here's the thing: is I know being irresistible to women, like I can think of the pros and the cons of that superpower. But if
I
it's
know all about being irresistible to women.
yeah, I'm well versed in that arena, my friend. But no, I'm saying if the possibility of having secret superpowers is like my superpowers are being able to grow my fingernails at any length willingly, it's like yeah, I
No,
guess
no, no. I'm talking about like a superpower that's worthy of a movie, you know?
so something
An
that is not
actual superpower. That's
yeah.
growing your fingernails at will is not a superpower, my friend.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Fart Knocker up there, just flying around on his own farts. Like I wouldn't want that. I'd much rather. No wonder I'm keeping it a secret. But no, I think I would, dare I say, become irresistible to women. Like that is, I'm already like a person who very much enjoys the company of women. I think women are. I don't know. I enjoy conversing with women. So to have them then be enamored with me would. This is a very interesting question answer to like expand upon, but I think I'm just going to go with that.
Yeah, it's like, how do I say this without sounding like a dirty dog?
Yes. I think that the pros of that would be quite nice. There we go.
Would be quite nice.
Quite nice, dare I say. David, let's get to you on your embarrassing thing. Would you, think about this. I really want you to think about all the negatives and positives that come along with this, David. Would you only watch sporting events involving the Cleveland Browns, or would you do ecstasy for all familial holiday gatherings? Because for the people at home who don't know, you are an avid sports. We talk a lot about football on here, but your viewing pleasures of sports go beyond just football. There's also rugby.
I barely watch
enjoy
the
golf from
Cleveland
time to time.
Unless they're playing like a team that I support or enjoy watching, or I would never watch another Super Bowl, and I would never watch any rugby ever again. So
it's true.
But okay, now family gatherings, taking ecstasy every time I go to a family gathering sounds like a hoot. Of course, if I'm going to regular family gatherings, then I'm risking addiction.
But here's the other thing. Remember, what is another familial gathering but a funeral? Just saying.
I mean, the funeral is going to be a hell of a lot less boring and sad and miserable if I'm on ecstasy.
He was a beautiful man. Damn right he was.
Yeah, I think it's honestly easier than I was expecting when you preface this. But yeah, I think I would do ecstasy at all my family gatherings. I think that's just. I would miss my sports too much.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Are you surprised?
I am actually a little surprised, yes.
Yegor's not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
No. Egor, would you go live in rural India for a year for double your current annual salary tax-free?
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Would you do it?
How rural are we talking here?
Like I'm talking like
what first world amenities do I still have available to me?
None, basically. You got no phone. You
got a hut
in a hole in the ground. Yeah, you don't speak the language.
I mean, they speak English there. 99% of India speaks English, man.
Yeah, but we're talking like really rural.
No, dude.
Say what you want.
No, they don't.
Say what you want about the British Empire. They did some things right.
We're gonna brush past that one real quick. No, there are parts of rural India where their English is pretty bad.
Well, maybe I could be an English teacher.
Okay, you can do whatever you want over there, but you gotta stay, and you gotta
live there.
Only eat the whatever food that they eat there, and.
No, I think like in some other cases of well, I wouldn't necessarily call this isolation, but say isolation on a remote island, but say I still have access to the internet, I would do, but complete removal and transplantation into something completely.
I mean, there's people.
Yeah, but okay, do they have internet that I can borrow?
No. There's no. Is this the crux of the question for you? Whether or not I
want to stay connected to the world,
So no.
Hey, you walking your cow? Do you got a modem?
Can I petition the local government to like purchase an Elon Musk Starlink thing?
And see, here's the real crux of this. Would you though? Here, David, is that this isn't a question for you or me. This is a question for Yegor, because even as we're sitting here, I'm coming from a closet. You're coming from your dad's office. Yegor has like in his own apartment with a flat screen in the back and everything. He's like he makes money, so double his annual salary.
He has a big boy job.
Yeah,
and I do not.
Yeah, for you and me, it's like double. Okay, double 2 pennies. Yeah, I got 2 pennies. That we need more. Yeah. So double his actually makes it a debate.
Yeah, and I did say tax free.
You did say tax free.
With Dutch taxes, that's almost like triple or quadruple.
I need to explain to you how tax brackets work, but never mind that. Do I have to do this right now, or can I delay this for when I am older and have a higher salary?
No. You can delay it up to 2 years.
You know what? I would do it.
He would do it for the adventure.
I would.
The internet will still be there, maybe when you get back.
Pick up cricket while you're away.
Well, actually, let's stay on the subject of the internet. Phil, this one's for you, right?
I believe so. Yes,
I believe so.
So, would you rather always get stuck at red lights in traffic every time you drive anywhere, anytime you approach any red light, or have extremely slow internet from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.?
Which is Philip's awake time.
Yeah, that's wow.
Well, no, it can be 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. American time as well.
No, that is I run late.
Yeah, that is Philip's awake time.
Okay, I don't care what time zone you go. Time zone anywhere. It's that I'm a nocturnal animal. Wow, both are horrendous options, because one, I'm actually giving up time in red lights. I'm giving up time of my life that I will never get back. But I guess if I went on the highways more, like almost exclusively, I could sometimes override that. God, this is really bad.
What you're saying is you really want the U.S. to build more highways absolutely everywhere through.
Yeah. What is that? What is that thing in Germany? Just the long highway where everybody goes like 80 kilometers per hour.
Autobahn.
You're thinking of the Autobahn.
Yeah,
80 kilometers per hour is not very fast.
Like every single one of them.
They can go as fast as they want. There is no speed limit.
Oh, that's right. Okay, but
tough one, isn't it?
I mean, either way, you're wasting time, since with the internet, you're going to just be waiting for buffering the whole time.
I guess since I can at least, at some point, I would know what the time is from where I need to go to important places to other important places. Like from my house to work, I would know how much that time is, because no matter what, the time would always change unless there's like heavier traffic. Good God. So I guess I would go red lights. But man, that is a tortured existence.
I disagree completely. I think if anything, you're going to be encouraging yourself to spend less time on devices if you have slow internet.
Yeah, well, for some of us, we're fine with our addictions, David.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
So, David, you normally complain whenever I say we have a new mini segment this week, but I mean it in both my vernacular and your vernacular when there is indeed.
It's not vernacular. It's literally the definition of the word, you dumbass.
It is a new mini segment brought to you.
This is a new one, yes.
This is a genuinely new one. I don't think we determined on this, but I guess I'll play an audible here. It's called Hear Me Out. It's not going to be on the rotation. Normally, you can expect once every 4 weeks to hear a favorite mini segment of yours come back. It'll be here. This one will only be called for by one of the hosts. It's not going to be on the rotation because I want it to be organic. But it's going to be called Hear Me Out. And what it's going to be is we're going to be bringing forth something that we want the group to discuss or we need advice for. On something that just needs a second of explanation, or maybe the answer is obvious, but we still want to make sure that we're on the right path, and maybe that there's not a way that we can get what we want, whatever. Okay, so hear me out, David. So upcoming, I have a friend's birthday party, and this friend wants to go to an escape room. I'm game. I'm all for it. I've never done one.
Love an escape room. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done one. But the catch here is, and which makes sense, is that each person has to pay for their own ticket to get into the escape room. Escape room tickets are $30, which is, for me, in my price range, enough to merit an expense. but still cheap enough to where if I have to, and this is coming up here, if I have to work, I need to work as opposed to go. It's not like $100 worth of tickets where it's like, okay, I guess I will take the hit at work and not show up, whatever. So I'm having trouble finding somebody to cover my shift at work for the time of this event. However, we're also coinciding with the fact that my friend needs to RSVP for these tickets and needs to pay it. So I said, hey, listen, I'll pay for my tickets up front. And if worst comes to worst, I just won't be able to go because of work, but I'll show up when I can. Obviously, it'll probably be afterwards, but it'll be for the chat, the dinner, whatever it is afterwards. Here's my question. Here's where this all leads to with all that context, David. If I don't make it, if I know in advance the day of, by the time it gets around, they're like, hey, I'm not going to make it. Am I obligated to give the ticket that I purchased, my $30 ticket, am I obligated to give that to my friend? Or can I give it to somebody that I want? Keep in mind that the somebody I want would be somebody that my friend also knows and enjoys, but perhaps would not be their first invite because it might be like their friend or their family or something that I wouldn't want to. Is there any way that is it all right if I give it to somebody that I want?
I don't think so. I look. I think that it's if you've bought the ticket for this event to go to this party, you're kind of agreeing to the terms of the party as set by your friend, the host. It is their birthday. I wouldn't. I don't think it's fair for you to send someone who they haven't necessarily explicitly invited. So I would say that it first falls on your friend to hopefully try and find someone to buy it off of you, buy the ticket, if possible, and if not, it doesn't affect you who you give the ticket to. It would be it's more up to them, I think, because it is their birthday party. That's my opinion.
I would agree. I mean, I figured as much when I even asking the question. I mean, I'm not completely aloof, but I figured as much. So to answer where this goes, the how does it finish? I did manage to get the day off, but I was wondering that as I was going through, I was like, hey, my sister would love to go to an escape room. If I can't make it, I should give it to my sister, who my friend does know and does
Right.
like well enough. But my sister would probably not be the number one person off the list that they would be like, oh, if they can't make it, here, enjoy this ticket, be blessed.
Would your sister not also feel a little bit
right? I had not discussed it with her
awkward
in any way. Yeah.
all of a sudden at an escape room with people, but she may not know everybody, and
Perhaps.
Yeah.
So there were other alternate things, but I thought it was worth the question. So thank you, sir. I appreciate it, and
You're
I think
welcome,
we're
and
gonna
have fun at the escape room.
will
I hope you
do.
get out.
The game section is brought to you today by Sassy Mama's Sales. Want to get a blast from the past with a fine vintage item, or maybe need a new blender and other household items? Go to eBay and search Sassy Mama's Sales, located within the eBay stores page, for all the greatest finds you'll want for every occasion. Sassy Mama's Sales, all one word, all your shopping in one stop.
All right, we are back again with Egor for the game. But before we play our game that Philip has prepared for us, we have a few questions for you. I'll go first. Egor, what was the worst hangover you ever had, and how did it happen?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this one for a little bit, and I still struggling to come up with one. But the one that first pops to mind is back in high school. I believe it was senior year. We went out partying. Yeah, so yeah, some people you would know, Phil, you wouldn't know, but we went out partying in The Hague, and it was the first time that I smoked weed. But having been very unfamiliar with the effects of marijuana on myself, I didn't really stop and see how I was feeling at any given point. I just kept going and going and going, and drinking in parallel as well, just more and more and more.
Ooh,
Uh,
crossfaded.
exactly, crossfaded. That's a term I learned on that night. And throughout the night, I was feeling all right. You usually a little bit more drinking, a little bit more partying up in the club, all of that. Then on the way back, we were picked up by the chauffeur of the ambassador of Kazakhstan to the Netherlands,
Of course.
because her daughter went to school with David and I. And on the way home, it was a pretty big car. It was a van, so it was rocking around quite a bit, and I ended up vomiting all over the back
Oh,
of the personal car of the ambassador of Kazakhstan to the Netherlands, which was pretty pretty embarrassing moment, pretty low point in my let's say partying career. And the hangover I had the morning after was just an absolute killer. I think I vomited once or twice more. Stayed in bed after waking up, just panting, trying to catch my breath, getting some water. Yeah, it was just
This seems like a winner of a story.
yeah.
I don't know. It worries me that you were like, well, maybe this night. That you had so many others that were.
The thing is, I'd say was definitely my low point in terms of hangovers and going out and post party embarrassment. I'm not sure whether it was the worst I have ever felt in terms of a hangover, but
Mm.
it's definitely up there. And I think the contributing factors definitely make it as a emotional and physical experience definitely the worst I've ever had.
Yegor, we discussed your question, one of your questions, excuse me, for last week's review of Everything Everywhere All at Once. As we know, you are something of a cinephile as well, along with us. So, my question for you is, what is your favorite film that has won an Oscar for the Best Picture of the Year?
Well, as a true cinephile,
Yes.
true in quotation marks, of course, I did what any true cinephile would do and went straight onto my Letterboxd page and simply filtered for Best Picture winners to see which one I have rated the highest. And it was, can you guess what it was?
The original King Kong.
Did that win Best Picture?
I actually don't know.
It
I
might
did
have done,
probably.
actually. Yeah.
I think it did. I think it did.
Might
But
have. No, the movie, the picture, the film that popped up as number one on the list is the original Godfather.
I
See,
Oh,
all-time performance from Al Pacino, probably the most famous performance from what's his
Marlon
name?
Brando.
No, indeed,
Marlon Brando.
and the man who played the consigliere. The name escapes me at the moment, but Robert Duvall.
Robert
Loved
Duvall,
the movie
yes.
as well. Just a great story of crime. Crime history in America, the corruption that criminality and power brings to people. Just all-time classic, probably the greatest movie of all time, according to many people out there. So I'd say that's
Yourself included. So, speaking of excellent performances, guys, I have a bit of a confession to make. 2 weeks ago, or maybe it was even a week ago. No, it was 2 weeks ago, 2 episodes ago, even. Me and Jenny hosted an episode concerning Las Vegas and her trip there. And I made a game which involved having David come on, but alas, couldn't make it due to technical difficulties. So, why waste a good game? Guys, I brought forth to you a game concerning not just Vegas, but more importantly, what most people incorporate with Vegas, the one and the only Elvis. Now,
Oh,
in
good.
order to answer this question, you must call out your name by using the Elvis inspired catchphrase I give you at the beginning of each question in an impersonation attempt. If you say the incorrect phrase, you won't be eligible to answer until the correct phrase is said. All right, so I will give you a phrase that you need to answer in your best Elvis impersonation voice. Do you guys understand that?
Is there and coupled with a question?
Yes. Now I will give you a fact that will either be attributed to Elvis or Austin Butler or both. And you must tell me
Mm.
who is the correct owner of said fact. Are you both ready?
Wait, hold on. So you're going to tell us we have to guess who is the owner of the fact,
Yes.
and we have
Who
to
owns the following fact that I will be giving?
right. And do we
And
have
then,
to
in order to answer, we have to do quote whatever quote Philip gives us in our best Elvis impersonation.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, so you're okay. So just so I'm fully clear. You're going to say a quote. We have
Let's say
to.
the quote is "Viva Las Vegas." Now, David, give us your best "Viva Las Vegas" Elvis impersonation.
Viva Las Vegas!
And so that would be, I would say, David. Yes. Which do you believe it's Elvis, Austin Butler, or both?
Both.
And you are incorrect. Now, Yegor, you would say, in order to answer, you would say.
I would say I'm at a very big disadvantage because I'm not a trained actor.
Doesn't matter. You just got to do your best.
Oh
Just do
man,
your best Elvis impersonation, okay?
Viva Las Vegas.
I love
There
it.
you go.
I love it. There we
Nice.
go. Okay, here we go. The phrase needed for this answer is, "Hey, little mama." All right, this person had a twin.
Hey, little mama.
There we go, Yegor.
Austin Butler, because I remember watching the Elvis movie and I don't remember there being an Elvis twin present.
And Yegor, you are incorrect. David, would you like to take it?
Hey, little mama.
David.
I'm going to say Elvis then, because I find it highly unlikely that it was both.
You are indeed correct. Guys, born in East Tupelo, Mississippi, Elvis was the first of a set of twins when, after about 35 minutes, his identical twin brother, Jesse Guerin, was stillborn. The next day, Jesse was buried in an unmarked grave in nearby Priceville Cemetery. So the
Wow.
answer of that one would be Elvis. All right, the phrase
That's
needed...
why it wasn't in the movie.
That would be why, yes. It would be a bit of a downer for Baz Luhrmann. The phrase needed for this upcoming answer is "Viva Las Vegas." Who knew? This person taught himself how to play the guitar at 13 and even the piano at age 16.
Viva Las Vegas.
David.
I'm going to say it was Elvis. Seems like the obvious but perhaps true answer. And both doesn't seem likely since there was very specific ages.
David would be incorrect.
Ah!
Well then, Viva Las Vegas.
Yes, Yegor.
I guess I got to go for the Austin Butler because indeed the ages seem too specific to be both of them.
Yegor, you have tied this puppy a piece. It is indeed 1-1. Austin Butler did indeed learn at these ages. Elvis supposedly learned how to play the guitar at age 11. I don't know how, but there we go. The phrase needed for... Oh, yes?
What about the piano? Because he did play piano as well.
I didn't look up the piano. That remains a mystery. Feel free to go look. The phrase needed for this upcoming answer is "You ain't nothing but a hound dog." This person has/had a sister named for whom he was the man of honor. This person has/had a sister named for whom he
You
was
ain't
the
nothing
man
but
of
a
honor.
hound dog.
David.
I'm going to say Austin Butler.
And you would be correct. That is indeed Austin Butler. He was her
Phrasing
man
of the question
honor.
was
A bit
weird. I
confusing,
don't
yes.
think I understood exactly what I was answering, but Austin Butler.
But you have the point, and that is what counts. You lead Yegor 2-1. Here we go. The phrase needed for this answer is "Love me tender." This person's mother died when he was 23.
Oh,
Love me tender.
You know what's funny is David finished it first, but I believe Yegor started first. So I will go with Yegor. Go ahead, Yegor.
Oh man, I'm just trying to remember. I'm just trying to remember the movie, and because yeah,
I'm gonna have to time you out here.
I will go for Elvis Presley.
He went for Elvis, and he is incorrect. Now, David, you wanted me to love you tender, but do you have the answer?
Love me tender. I'm going to say it would, again, be a frightening coincidence if it was both. I'm going to say Austin Butler.
And you both are incorrect because it is indeed both of them. Butler's mother died from cancer, while Elvis's mother died from a heart attack at the age of 46. So there we go. She was aged 46, just so you know. The phrase needed for this answer is "thank you very much." And remember, Yegor, this is our last question, so you need this in order to tie and take it to a tiebreaker, as you are 1 point behind David. This person's favorite sandwich consists of toasted bread, peanut butter, sliced or mashed banana, and bacon.
Well, thank you very much.
Egor.
I just went for it because, like you say, I need it. I feel like now you know what. I know Elvis liked the sandwiches. I'm still gonna go for Elvis, the king.
The king has blessed you on this day, Egor. You are completely true to the point. It is called the Elvis, and it is absolutely disgusting, and it is caloric in nature. It is just completely toasted, and it looks delicious, but it disgusts me that it looks delicious. Again, one more time. It's toasted bread. You put it in the oven, peanut butter, sliced or mashed banana, and bacon. Guys, it's unbelievable.
That actually sounds really good.
I know. I'm telling you.
No, I'm
usually
saying
get
it sounds like it would be delicious.
Yeah,
and you get like an entire loaf of French bread, and that's what you toast. It's very
I mean,
it's a lot.
You stop trying to sell it. You've sold it. It sounds really good. Why do you hate the idea so much?
Because you know how many calories have to be in this. Like, and he ate like 3 a day. Is the thing. Like this led to all of it.
Well,
all right, guys.
I mean yes.
it sounds like one of the pancakes you used to serve, David, at the place you work.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Guys, let's go to the tiebreaker, and we will have to go to Egor first since he forced the tie. How many Grammys did Elvis win in his lifetime? In his lifetime. And we will go to you, Egor.
Jesus, can I get a leeway at least?
It is
No,
below
it's closest wins.
Yeah, closest wins.
I'm gonna go because I feel like they had fewer Grammys back in the day than they do nowadays. Like fewer categories of awards at the time when Elvis was around. I will go with let's say 7.
7. David, higher or lower is what it comes down to.
See, I know nothing about the Grammys. If you're like, oh, how many Oscars did whatever have? I'm like, I have a frame of reference. Like I can, like I know how many Oscars it's normal for an actor to have if they have any. Like it's normally like 1 or 2.
An actor or director,
and maybe
you'd be like
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, and if it's like someone like John Williams for score, then I know it's going to be more. But Grammys, I've got no idea. Like I have no interest whatsoever in following music awards. I'm gonna go 8. I think I'll take the over basically.
Egor took 7, David took 8, and Elvis took home 3 Grammy Awards during his lifetime.
Do better, Elvis.
Yeah, better luck next time. All of those Grammys were for gospel music, of all things.
Wow.
Only 3.
Only 3.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, Egor, you come on. You are victorious. Congratulations, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We're in his Buffalo Bills jersey.
Yes, indeed. Freshly
World's
minted.
biggest Buffalo Bills fan.
Indeed. Call me fat, David?
Yeah.
And on that note, thank you, Egor, for joining us, and we'll have you on soon.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me. Hope to come back again someday.
And with that loss, me and David have a perfect tie at 1 win and 2 losses. Jennie, get on the board, damn it. Oh, that slaps. God, I love it. Each and every week we come with you.
We come with you. Each and every week.
Each and every week we come to you, the listener, and we bring to you what is popping, what is grooving, what is shaking in our week that we have discovered or heard of this week. David, I shall start this week. And I dare say that you are going to enjoy this one. So it's a song that we've all known. It's called Don't Stop Believin'. Of course. Yes, I know. But here's the catch. And I love this. T-Pain, yes, that T-Pain has just recently released an album called On Top of the Covers. And you guessed it. It's T-Pain covering a list of songs that are famous that he's done. And when I tell you that this is actually a wonderful twist on Don't Stop Believing, it has what you want if you're looking for Don't Stop Believing, but it's got that bartender edge. It's got that next level, which I'm a big fan of T-Pain. So I am quite enjoying of this entire album. But for
And
our
he can
purposes,
really sing, right?
he really can. If you ever want to surprise the hell out of yourself and you're not aware of
Yeah,
this,
because he's
go
best
watch his
known for like
auto-tune.
auto-tuning the out of his voice.
Yes, but
And
if you want to go enjoy and have a good 10 minutes, go listen to his Tiny Desk performance presented by NPR. And he does a version of Bartender, and it's live, it's acoustic, and it's legitimately good. He sounds terrific. You would never know. I think he was also on The Masked Singer and he won season 1, I want to say. So T-Pain, Don't Stop Believing. That slaps.
All right, I'm bringing to you a song. It's a song I discovered recently, and it's kind of got that. It's an indie alternative modern rocky, not really rocky, but it's just got a groove to it. It's got
Rocky, like Eye of the Tiger.
No, it's got a groove to it. It's almost a little sexy, and I absolutely love it. It's called Barcelona Boots, and it's by Arlie. 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 Barcelona Boots. That slaps. Well, we come to the end of our episode here. Before we go, we have a few thank yous to dish out. First of all, to Cass and Crossland and to Jay Corlang for the music on the show. We love you guys.
Thanks to Ryan Ardell and thanks to Josh Hans for a lot of the audio bits you hear throughout the entirety of the show. Thank you, guys.
And hopefully we get Jennie back soon. But in the meantime, thank you to you, the listener, for tuning in. We appreciate your loyalty and your listenership. And check out all the episodes that we have in our backlog. We've got tons of stuff, tons of content, hundreds of episodes. Well, 100-ish episodes to check out. And most of it is timeless. So check it out. Spread the word. We are on Instagram at the3tenths and on other socials. And you can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, just not Pandora, because screw you, Pandora.
Mary Jane, I have a secret superpower that I haven't told anybody about, and I need you to keep it a secret, just between you and me, okay? Okay, Peter, what is it? When there's a full moon out, I turn into a bear.